What's up, 12s? Buckle up, because there's something big brewing behind the scenes, and if it pans out, it could flip this season on its head. Veterans are being pushed to the edge, rookies are already jumping ahead of starters, and there's a defensive weapon that might turn into a secret ace before the first snap. But nothing's locked in, and a twist is already starting to unfold. Stick with me till the end, because what's happening at this training camp could shift the entire game in Seattle and rewrite the story of 2025. But first, help us keep this community strong, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell, because here you don't miss a single detail about this Seahawks squad that's rising with fire. We kick things off today talking about two veterans that the whole league knows, but in this camp, they deserve every ounce of attention from the 12s. One's here to boost the offense, the other could shake up the defense, and both are about to face the biggest challenge since landing in Seattle. They came in with a serious resume, but now it's time to prove they've still got juice in the tank. I'm talking about Cooper Kupp and DeMarcus Lawrence, two big-time names who showed up with starter status but still need to prove on the field they can be real difference makers in 2025. Let's start with Kupp. No doubt, he was elite. But the last couple years have been shaky with injuries and question marks. That said, what we're seeing in camp is promising. His cuts are still crisp, his route running sharp, and the chemistry with Sam Darnold is picking up fast. ESPN's Seth Walder even dropped a piece saying Kupp's the real X-factor for the Seahawks in 2025. And here's why, even with Jackson Smith-Njigba's development, this offense badly needs a second reliable target. Kupp is still the best shot at that. OC Clint Kubiak has been adjusting the system to make the most out of Kupp in the slot, quick reads, short routes, fast execution. The goal is to minimize the physical toll and lean into his football IQ and vision. But the margin for error is tiny. If his body doesn't hold up, this offense could be exposed. On the flip side, DeMarcus Lawrence is out here with a fire lit under him. He left Dallas unhappy with his role and now wants to prove he's not here to be just another rotation guy. At 33, he's racked up over 60 sacks in his career, and even though he only played 4 games last season, he still notched 3 sacks before a foot injury shut him down. According to ESPN's Aaron Schatz, it's rare to see a vet like Lawrence willing to come off the bench. But that's exactly the kind of depth Mike Macdonald is looking for. Right now, Boyd Mafe is locked in as a starter, Uchenna Nwosu is working back from injury, and Derek Hall is still finding his spot. In this mix, Lawrence becomes a key piece, especially on third downs where he can make an immediate impact. Even more interesting, Macdonald himself said he's cooking up packages with 4 edge-type guys on the field at once. That means Lawrence could see a lot more action than expected. And let's be real, the guy's healthy, locked in, and clearly has something to prove. Now, if there's one battle that's turning heads before preseason even begins, it's the fight between Kobe Bryant and rookie Nick Emenwari. And let me tell you, this one's gonna bring the heat all the way through camp. Emenwari was a second-round pick, part of that blockbuster trade that sent DK Metcalf to the Titans. The pick Seattle got turned into number 35, and that's how Emenwari became a Hawk. And he's hit the ground flying. Even during OTAs, he stood out with his versatility, speed, and especially his football instincts. At 6 feet 3 inches and 220 pounds, the guy's already taken reps as an edge in certain looks, showing just how much the coaching staff believes in his ability to play all over the field. Coach Mike Macdonald said Emenwari's practically living in the film room, constantly asking questions and studying tape. And now, with full-speed practices underway, he keeps rising. The pressure's now squarely on Kobe Bryant. After 2 years fighting for snaps, he broke through when Rayshon Jenkins got hurt, and played so well the vet never got his spot back. But now, with Emenwari getting first-team reps, the heat is back on. The one thing working in Kobe's favor is that Macdonald loves rolling with 3 safeties. So it's not crazy to imagine Julian Love, Kobe, and Emanwari all on the field together. But here's the catch, Bryant is in a contract year. And if the front office already sees Love and Emanwari as the future duo, Kobe's window might be closing fast. This battle's going to be intense, and it could decide both the present and the future of the Seahawks secondary. Speaking of battles for roster spots, Seattle made a few low-key moves just before the vets reported to camp. 2 signings, 1 cut, cornerback Cam Alexander and nose tackle Justin Rogers are in, while corner Z.Y. Alexander was waived with a non-football injury designation. That last move raised eyebrows. Z.Y. had some buzz during draft season, but never hit the field and didn't seem physically ready. Cam Alexander, meanwhile, is your classic low-risk, high-reward flyer. His 2024 season at Oregon didn't move the needle, but in 2023 with UTSA, he racked up 34 tackles, 15 pass breakups, and even logged a sack. At 5 feet 11 inches and 183 pounds, he's jumping into a loaded corner room that already has Woolen, Witherspoon, Griffin, Josh Jobe, and Pritchett pretty much locked in. For Cam to make the final roster, it's gonna take something close to a miracle. Even the practice squad might be a long shot. But we all know how quickly things can flip in training camp with the right reps. Now, the most intriguing name in this group might just be Justin Rogers. He was a 7th-round pick by the Cowboys in 2024, but didn't make the cut and bounced between Dallas and Cincinnati before being waived in June. At 6 feet 3 inches and 338 pounds, and just 23 years old, Rogers adds some much-needed depth at nose tackle, a spot where Seattle's a bit thin right now. The current starter is veteran Jonathan Hankins, and behind him are Quinton Bohanna and Brandon Pilei, 2 guys who haven't shown much yet. Rogers has some practice squad mileage, and if he proves he can hold the line against the run, he could sneak into a real role. McDonald wants a steady rotation and guys who can deliver, and Rogers might fit that mold. The Seahawks are clearly in a transitional phase. It's a team blending vets who still want to prove they've got it with rookies desperate to earn a role. Kupp and Lawrence bring name value, but still need to show it on the turf. Emanwari's already turning heads with his IQ and physical tools, putting pressure on the vets. And behind the scenes, Seattle's staying active with low-profile moves that could have a big payoff. Because in this new-look Seahawks squad, reputation doesn't guarantee a roster spot. Only performance does. Now it's your turn, 12s. Do you believe Kupp can still be the clutch WR we're all hoping for? Does DeMarcus still bring the heat off the edge? And the rookie, should he take Kobe's spot, or do we play it safe? Drop your thoughts in the comments, cause your voice is the heartbeat of this channel. Let's talk it out and keep this community rockin'. And of course, smash that like, subscribe if you're new, and ring that bell, because the season's around the corner and we're covering every inch of it. Let's show the league what the 12s are made of, and back this new-look Seahawks squad all the way. Go Hawks!